I used to be stressed out 24/7, crippling anxiety where I couldn't even do the small task in my day because I was so stressed out. But I never knew why I was so stressed. I felt like I had so many things going for me, but for some reason, I felt off. I felt like there was a void. And I realized I wasn't stressed out because I had too much to do. I was stressed out because I was so attached to the outcome. Attachment to outcomes creates pressure, and that pressure creates a tension, and the tension takes away all clarity in your life. And when there's no clarity, you can't make clear decisions, and this is why you feel that brain fog. This is why you feel crippled. The moment that you start hesitating, the moment your performance drops. And the reason you start to hesitate is because you need the outcome to make yourself feel worthy. So you don't fear failure, you fear what failure would mean about you. So for me, I did this with football. I would constantly ask questions, am I a fraud? What if I get exposed? So now when I went out there, instead of giving it my all and going at it full-heartedly, I was living and playing scared not to throw an interception, not to mess up, and this ultimately made me worse and made me more miserable. Dopamine is not the reward chemical, it's the pursuit chemical. And we need to know this because our brain runs on a reward system. So when we imagine having that business, making that big change in our life, getting a lot of money, getting a lot of purpose, having a wife, whatever that thing is in your head, now that you have imagined this, now the dopamine is released. And when you do not meet those expectations, now there's a system error in your head. When that error happens, your brain now feels disappointment, it feels threat, it feels like it's not enough. So now it doubles down. Now you try harder, you protect harder, you try so hard to get that thing, and now what you have done is completely made yourself a slave to an outcome. As that I was in a dopamine addiction loop. I convinced everyone in my life that I was seeking after this purpose in football and I was working so hard. But I wasn't working hard, I was trying to protect my ego. I was trying to make myself feel validated, and that is why I never succeeded, and ultimately why I burned out. What set me free was when I truly understood the gospel, because performance anxiety gets shut down when grace enters the picture. It's clear in Colossians that we are complete in Him. Not becoming complete, we are complete. So if you are complete, then there's nothing else out there that can add to your worth. Things in this world can expand your influence, but it cannot expand your value. So when you are outcome dependent, what your heart is secretly saying is, I still think that I can become more through what I do. But when you realize you cannot become more through what you do, you now can steward things in your life because you already realize you are complete. When you don't need an outcome, you become powerful. But when you're emotionally attached, you can now be controlled by circumstances and other people. Now you are a slave. And when you are a slave, you cannot act on your own. Fear of loss makes you hesitant. And when you're hesitant, you can't have purpose. And if you don't have purpose, you're gonna feel stressed out and you're gonna feel empty. But when you do not fear loss, now you become dangerous. You can do bold things because you understand one thing. You're not working to become righteous, you're working from righteousness. Now fear does not scare you anymore. My confidence, my impact, my joy, my purpose, my whole life changed the moment I realized my identity was secured, because now failure no longer defined me. And now the person that does not need the win is the person that always is the most dangerous and always can succeed because he is detached.